What is deja vu? The other day, this was yesterday, I had a feeling and a sense of deja vu. And in that moment, I also realized that I was very, very present and not thinking. And it got me contemplating, which is ironic because it got me right back into thinking. What is deja vu really? Why do we have deja vu? Is it this dreamlike state that, and a feeling that, we've been here before, and we've had this sense of knowing? Is it the universe, God, or whatever word you want to use, trying to tell us that we're on the right track, that we're moving in the right direction? Or is it simply something that arises when we're in our natural state, our true natural state, which is the present moment, which we miss so easily? So, what is deja vu really? And that's all up for interpretation of what you think deja vu is really. But in that moment, my mind had stopped. I had stopped thinking for half of a second. And then I started contemplating what deja vu was, and I went right back into thinking. So this is the journey. This is the journey that we're on. Now, to develop more of a permanent sense is not to attach to thoughts that arise, if they do tend to arise, and understand that anytime you react to situations in your life, anytime you let something affect you, you are enhancing your ego. You are letting it leak into your mind. And when you let it leak into your mind, you go to bed angry, pissed off, and then you wake up angry and pissed off. So, the key to this, and this is why Eckhart is my main teacher, is to, and he calls it, do mini meditations throughout the day. Is anytime somebody cuts you off in traffic, that's your mini meditation. Anytime you're waiting in the line at the supermarket, uh, somebody is saying something to you you don't like, somebody is talking badly about you, that's your mini meditation. That is your time to observe within you what it feels like to not only not react to the situation, but to try to experience that situation without labeling it, without interpreting it. This also goes for any health issue that you may be experiencing. Um, a lot of the time, our mind and our body are connected. And when we have a mind that is negative, has negative thought processes, thoughts that are ultimately going to affect the way that our body functions. And so when you're constantly thinking these thoughts, these negative thoughts, or maybe you've had a health issue in that old story of yours and you still think that way, then you're still going to create more of that in the body. So the first step in healing is to recognize that, first of all, you're not the thought that is arising about your body, about your disease. Second of all, step 2, be in the present moment. Stop letting the ego control your life. Every time you wake up, are you watching yourself brush your teeth? Like, are you in the present moment while you brush your teeth, or are you thinking about work? When you go to work, are you thinking about going home, or are you thinking about the task that you're doing in that moment? Be here now. Don't think about what you're going to be doing in the future. Be here now. And then the next step is stop letting reactions control your life. Stop getting angry and upset and pissed off every time something happens that doesn't go your way, because what you're doing is you're enhancing your ego. You're bringing the ego back up, which is creating more disease within the body. It is creating more separation in this universe, in this world. You can understand these concepts, but there's a difference between understanding these concepts and implementing these concepts. And just a personal story. The other day, I got into a car accident. This guy hit me because he was being impatient. Again, another trait of the ego is impatience. He was being impatient. He needed to wait for 2 more seconds. He didn't. He hit me. He ripped off my bumper. And in the moment that he ripped off my bumper, my ego came back just like that. My pain body, I mean, I was feeling great. I was feeling surrendered. I was in a wonderful state. This guy pulled me out of it. I was like, "You idiot, how could you hit me?" Yada, yada, yada. I was so mad initially. And then after like a couple of minutes, I don't know, 30 minutes in or whatever, I'm in shock. I kind of calmed down a little bit. I started to realize, there it is again. There's my ego. There's the thing that I thought that I was keeping in check, that I was keeping under control until something big happened. That it's like, it's not only the car accident, it's that this is my livelihood. This is what, is going to keep money in my pocket. So, in my eyes, it was kind of like a big thing. But then when you look at the bigger picture, I don't think the guy really meant to hit me. He did apologize. I got a really nice cop. My car is going to get fixed, you know, so it's going to work out just fine. But in that moment, I let my ego come back. And what that did was it brought my ego back up into my mind. And I had to spend the rest of the next morning bringing myself back into the present moment, because I let that one instant bring me back into my ego. I spent the whole night in my ego. So, is it worth it to get upset, or is it better to recognize that you have anger maybe within you, but you're not the anger? You don't need to let it consume you, let it control you. And maybe you'll notice that things start to get a little bit easier the more you do this, because you're raising your vibration, you're not reacting to certain situations in your life, you're not needing anything, you're not creating separation in your life. So I would say that if you were going to have a meditation practice, also have your mini meditation practice, as Eckhart talks about so brilliantly. Because you can meditate all you want, but at the end of the day, if your reactions are still there, you're still going to create separation in your life, and you're never going to heal trauma. You're never going to heal anything within the body. You're never going to create anything new. It's just going to be the same cycles, the same karmic cycles. And I do want to note that even if you do recognize that something arises and you noticed, oh, there's my ego again, that's already a victory. You've already won. You're already diminishing it. All right. I hope this video helps somebody, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.